Chris Brown, Steve Tasker here on One Bills Live, along with the pride of Johnson City, New York. It is one DaQuan Jones joining us here. Hey, one of the New York State natives on this roster. We got to mention that, every time, especially, being here in Rochester. Some people may have made the drive up from there. Who knows? DaQuan, you took a vet rest day today, and I want to understand this because, obviously there's a sports science department here. Is this totally at your discretion when you want the vet rest day to take place, or do sometimes the sports science people or the training people come up to you and say, hey, you've had a high exertion rate the last 2 or 3 days of practice, you may want to consider a vet rest day here coming up?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of ask me how I want to do it, and I just tell them I'll leave it up to them. Yeah, I don't want no part in that, and so I was notified the other day that I have today off, and so it kind of just gave me an extra day to kind of get the best.
Yeah.
The
so they're monitoring you and your exertion rate and how much you're taxing your muscles.
For sure. I mean, I got a limited amount of reps on my body. You're 12. I got to take care of it.
Yeah, let the fresh legs do it.
Yeah. They got to go out there and learn it anyway. So.
A lot of new faces in your room. Tell me how that's going.
Really well. I think all the coaches we have in there, they're all gelling pretty well, and they're all getting everyone kind of caught up and on the same page. And TJ and Deone and everyone else. I mean, they're out there playing great ball right now. I think they're picking up what the coaches are wanting and what the schemes want, and right now we're just kind of building that rhythm.
What about guys like Joey, the veteran? He's been there. He's been around the block a couple of times. He's a new guy in. And then as well as the draft picks and young guys in there.
Yeah, I mean, Joey, I think he's doing a good job too. I mean, he's a savvy vet guy, and seeing how he goes out there and practice and kind of like is helping the young guys with certain technique stuff. It's kind of cool to watch, and just seeing the difference between having like Vaughn last year and having him this year. It's kind of pretty cool to see two of the league's elites at that position kind of teach the guys in their own different ways, and it's kind of cool just seeing that.
You having 11 years under your belt, don't get too bent out of shape. If there's a defensive coordinator screaming his head off like Bobby will at practice, but for a rookie, it's unnerving. They don't want to, mess up.
Yeah.
They don't want to be the target of the yelling.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there are times out on the practice field where there'll be a young teammate of yours that is gripping because he doesn't want to mess up on the rep he gets. And maybe that compromises his ability to just play fast and flow to the ball or whatever his assignment is on a given play. What would be your advice to a young player like that who is maybe a little too concerned about screwing up instead of just playing fast?
Just take what's coachable. Take the coachable knowledge of it. Whatever the message is, if you mess up on a play, hear what he has to say, and everything else kind of just flush it and move on to the next play. I mean, if you sit there and harp on the volume of what he's yelling at or the demeanor and all that stuff, like you're gonna be too caught up and not focus on the next play, and now you're gonna keep stacking the negative play. So just take the learning point from the message and flush it and kind of just carry on and really one bad play is not gonna determine a good practice. You can do everything else right all day, and he might get you for that one play, but you had a great practice.
So you got a defensive coordinator, Bob Babich, second year. What do you notice different about him?
I probably just really Bobby's Bobby. I mean, he's kind of the same guy every day, and you gotta respect that because you don't want someone who's gonna be different day to day or even year to year. I mean, the same guy last year. I think probably be more comfortable and being in that role and being able to just really coach everybody at the same time.
I asked you about the new faces, and I was kind of talking about the players. First thing you brought up was the coaches. How's Jason Rebrovich, those guys? How is that acclimating?
Ryan Nielsen,
a new voice. Nielsen's in there. New voices in there.
Yeah, I mean,
it freshens things up.
Yeah, I think it's a good fit for us. I mean, there's a lot of knowledge in having them, and I think Ryan's doing a great job of just teaching us, the kind of new techniques of what we're doing here, and I have nothing but positive things to say about the guy. So I mean, I'm looking forward to kind of continue to build that relationship with him, going to the season, and I'm excited.
You know that you're not going to have Larry and Mike for the first 6 weeks. They'll be out on suspension on a reserve list. So logic says you're going to have to tap into those young guys even more to be behind you in the rotation. How do you, maybe as a veteran teammate, help to ensure that those young guys are up to speed when the real bullets are flying in September. How can you assist in that effort that the coaches are trying to get those guys ready, knowing they're probably going to need them early on?
Yeah, I mean, I think just trying to alleviate as much stress as I can and kind of just help them build that confidence up and that confidence in themselves and their ability to go out there and play. And hey, man, you guys did it at one of the highest levels in college, and it really just got to sit there and translate that to the field over here. And kind of just a lot of that is just taking away that player performance anxiety and telling them that, they're okay, I got your back. We all in this room got your back, and coach is going to be hard on you, tough on you early on, and kind of the same. Kind of we answered earlier, just kind of flush the bad, take the good, take the learning points, and move on.
What's the earliest signs of how the coaching staff? What's been their message about how they're going to handle Hoyt and Ogunjobi and those guys being out, and plus you guys? What's their overall message been? Plus, it's got to affect their rep and their rotation at this point of the season. Thinking those guys aren't going to be here, but we also got to find out and get everybody well lubed for the season. You got to get the rust off the whole thing. How are they going to handle that going into the first 6 weeks of the season, knowing that they got a kind of a curveball to deal with?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really heard anything about it from the coaches, to be honest with you, and neither do I want to. I'll just kind of just worry about what I can worry about, and the people who are up there playing and can help us. And but right now, man, everyone's up there getting reps. Everyone's trying to learn the defense and trying to help this team win. And when we get to that point, I think the coaches to have a plan and have everything kind of set in motion so that we can not skip a beat.
I don't have to tell you, DaQuan, but for our listening audience, you guys were unbelievable at taking the ball away last season. But I know you guys weren't happy with how you performed on third down in terms of getting off the field last year as a collective group. And I would imagine your sack total as a team wasn't where you wanted it to be last year. So what sticks in your craw most about last year that you want to correct, fix, and prove to the rest of the league, hey, we're a lot better in this area than you might think we are?
Yeah, I think it's just coming down to, one, for us as a group to have that mindset of what we want as a defense. And, what's our identity going to be going to the season. And, for me, it's just like, I can only speak for my position group, but, going into a playoff game and versus the Chiefs, everyone, with the D-line this, D-line that. So really just trying to echo in the D-line room of having that message and that mindset that when we go out there, like, I don't care who they are, they ain't going to run the ball. I want us to keep the lighter boxes and put that on the D-line and knowing that we don't expect help from anybody. We're going to stop it with these four. And I think the first couple of days of practice, we have really shown that attitude, the mentality up front, and we got to keep that going. And as far as third down goes, I mean, that's Bobby's baby, you know what I mean? So, like, it comes down to, what he wants to do and how he wants to attack people, and then the guys on the field is really getting the playbooks and knowing the situation and knowing the football situation and awareness of what's going on and what situation we're in, and be able to really go out there and execute and stop the play that we need to stop.
So, if it was left 100% up to you, how much do you play in the preseason? I put you on the spot.
Yeah, you did.
I got you.
Shoot.
You don't want to say, like, I play every play. Because they might make you play every play.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. We know that. Just by the way Coach has run it.
Yeah, I mean
he doesn't overtax the vets in the preseason.
He doesn't. He does a great job of that. But, I mean, really just to kind of make sure I understand what we're doing as far as, like, the technique and stuff, and that I feel comfortable with it. So, like, I don't know what that looks like or how many games or how many plays that would be, but hopefully before that point, I'm very comfortable with it. So I don't know. We'll see, like, the first game how I feel out there and be in certain situations. And if I'm not comfortable, then I'm gonna probably just ask to play a little more and till I get it right.
You've been around a lot of. I mean, you're a big human yourself, and you've been around a lot of other big humans in your 11 years in the league. Deone Walker's. He's a real big human.
Yeah.
Like, and I realize he's a rookie. He's got a lot to learn. Is it tantalizing to think that, there's a guy that can really, you're talking about nobody's running on us. You put that guy out there, like, next to you on a third and short. It's going to be pretty hard for a team to run on you guys inside.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, just walking up on him the first time I met him, I mean, his size is crazy. And when you see him just work, his work ethic, I mean, he go out there, he grinds, you know what I mean? And Being that big and be able to move that quickly is like a rare trait. And it kind of reminds me of like how Derek Brown over in Carolina was. Like a real bigger guy, but like real quick with his feet. He could be a very special player in this league once he understands how to be a pro and really take care of his body and learn like the tricks of the trade. I think he'd be a really good player.
Last one from me. I know you gave us a synopsis about what the defense is, who you're going to be, and how hard you're working. What do you notice about the other side of the ball? What's going to be different about that side that you've noticed, if anything?
I've been so locked in on us. I haven't really been. Normally, I give good feedback. I'm back and forth. But they're the same tough group that I respected last year, and how they came together. And I feel like they kind of just are continuing that. But I think they're doing a good job overall. I'm not going to take anything from them. I think our mindset as a defense, the first couple days of pads on, has really just kind of overlooked all that stuff from my personal perspective. And we're just worried about ourselves right now, going out there trying to be the most dominant, group we can be. So I really don't have a great answer for that. But from practice, they're still out there making plays and doing their job, and creating holes in the run game. And we just have to go out there and just continue our defense, just stopping that up. So
I don't know what the practice tape is telling you guys evaluation-wise, but just from the naked eye here, only getting to watch it one time through these 3 padded practices, it seems. Not that this is your only job as guys up front, but it seems you're freeing up your linebackers to run and hit. And I understand that's not your assignment on every play, but in certain run plays, like nobody's getting to the second level, to take out Milano or to take out Joe or to, get to TB. It looks like you guys are keeping them clean. And again, I realize that's not every play, but it seems like they're pretty free to run and hit, and it's noticeable early.
Yeah, we have one of the fastest linebacker cores I feel like in the league. Matt and TB, even Shaq out there now, he's a new guy. Even Buffalo Joe, they're all flying down. Spectre, they've been flying around, and I think that's the message from Bobby and that mindset of we are going to stop the run and we're not going to, deal with it with the BS. And our keys are telling us to do something, we're going. So I think they've been. Playing with their hair on fire, and at the same time we've been doing a good job up front. Just we're not just playing one gap. We're playing right now. We're saying we're playing from A to A, from A to B. We are trying to play all across the board to make everyone's job easier. Do a 1-11 first, of course, but also go out there and do a little more.
Perfect, DaQuan. Thanks for the time as always. Always good to meet with you here at training camp.
Likewise.
That's DaQuan Jones joining us here.